So what about this game tonight then? Because I can't wait. I think this could be anything. I don't think the fans tonight let the players get away with losing the game without really going for it. I think you can sit back all you want, but I think the fans tonight are going to demand that you try and win this final based on what it brings you.
Yeah, the acoustics in the stadium will demand that as well, because it's such a lively stadium and the fans will make it like that. But I've been asked, I reckon, 50 times on the way over. We was on a flight together on the way over with all the fans asking us questions. I reckon I give a different answer every time.
Yeah.
That's how inconsistent these teams are and how you can't... I couldn't convincingly go to anybody, that'll be the score, because this team has shown me that. They're so inconsistent, or they're consistently bad.
Yeah, both bottom of the form guy in the Premier League, aren't they? Ipswich have got more points than these two in the last 6 games.
You should be doing the game tonight with stats
I'm just
like
saying,
that.
I'm just throwing stats out there. United haven't beat Spurs since 2022.
Wow.
I think Ronaldo hat-trick was the last time they beat them.
3 times this season they beat them. Haven't they?
So 2022,
Yeah.
they haven't beaten them since, which
Wow.
is quite remarkable. So I think Bruno Fernandes is going to be the key. I think he's the only player on the pitch who can decide the game.
I think
in a moment.
Yeah, and I think no Maddison or Kulusevski. I know there's some rumours this morning that Kulusevski's taking painkilling injections and he's going to try and play. But even if he does, he's not going to be Kulusevski. But I think missing those two in a game like this is massive for Spurs.
Who would you play? Do you think he's going to play the team that started against Chelsea?
No. I don't think Mason Mount starts.
Does he start Garnacho?
Garnacho
Why did he
starts
play
for me.
that team against Chelsea?
I think Garnacho starts, give him a breather, get him ready for the final. And I think, who's the other one?
Ahmad. Will Ahmad start?
Lenny Yoro come back, I think, if he's fit. Ahmad will start.
Where?
Right wing.
So is Mazraoui in the back 3 then?
Yeah, I would say so. Or does he play Luke Shaw?
Yeah.
It's strange why he played that team on against Chelsea.
He's played Lindelof a lot in this competition as well.
Lindelof don't start this game, I don't
But
think.
he started the semis.
Yeah, he did, didn't he?
Is there an argument to play Bruno Fernandes as the false 9, like he did against City in the Cup final on a one-off game?
Would he not move him there if he needs to?
No, it worked well against City in the FA Cup final.
Yeah. Would you change it now though?
I'd play him as a 6. I
Not
my
two
numbers.
sixes.
I like my numbers, 2, 6, and 8, 10.
Yeah, I'd play him as one of the pivots alongside.
Yeah,
Oh,
Casemiro.
No, I wouldn't. I'd play Ugarte, legs, and Casemiro. The legs of Ugarte helps.
I think he's got to play Ugarte.
Yeah,
I
Ugarte
wouldn't.
100%. He plays 100%.
I wouldn't.
Yeah.
In a game that's, I think
I wouldn't.
physicality is going to be a big part of this game.
In that system, without the ball, without Ugarte.
I wouldn't.
Really?
I'd play Fernandes and Casemiro 2 6s.
That's why at level you're at.
Yeah, I'm just saying, like I called it half time in the previous game.
You did
when I
actually.
said
You
being on
did.
Mount,
You did.
Yeah, when you were like showing pictures from your hospital bed, I'm glad you're better.
Yeah. Cheers.
I'd play.
So give me your team then.
So obviously the goalkeeper Nana, I would play Ahmad as a right wing back, but I don't think he will. I think he'll go for more safety.
Mazraoui.
Yeah. The back 3 will be. I think he'll play Lindelof. I do. I think Lindelof, Maguire, Shaw.
Yoro.
No Euro.
I don't. If he's fit 100%, then yes. If not, Shaw. Dorgu. Then I think Casemiro and Fernandes to get control of the game. Garnacho, Mount. But if he goes more. Garnacho and Mount, I'll go for. And Højlund.
I wouldn't go for that.
One thing I do like Casemiro to score. I'm
Yeah.
confident Casemiro scores. What about the Tottenham perspective though? Because I think he's got a big decision. Does he play the 3 in the middle, Sarr, Bentancur and Bissouma, and then save an Odegaard or someone to come off the bench? Because on a night like this, you want some kind of impact off the bench. And they've got the injury. So I'm looking at Spurs. I'm thinking, right, let's say they need a goal, they need a change. What do they do? If he starts with all of his attackers, what's he got left to throw on?
I think that's where the only bit of confidence that I have is that I think we've got more depth. We've got more players that can come on the pitch, I think, and do something and change the game. I think Spurs...
Well, they beat you 3 times this year.
Yeah, no, I know. All right.
I'm just saying.
But do you think he goes with those 3 in midfield, which is a little bit anti to Ange, or does he play Odegaard or Son as a 10 and play 2? Because I think that dictates the way the game's going to be. It'd be open. If he goes with the 2 in midfield, I think it makes it really open.
I think he's a kind of manager who's on the front foot. I don't think he's taken a step back. He's done that all his career. He's done that in the midst of all the negativity that surrounded his team and the talk about his job being on the line, etc. He he ain't tweaked at all. He's just continued to go on that front foot, high line, aggressive football. So I can't see it changing in a couple.
Let me ask you this one then, right? So all the rumours are, but win, lose or draw, he's not going to be the Tottenham manager next season and might not actually be the Tottenham manager on Sunday for the last game of the season. What impact does that have on them tonight? And the question that's been lingering in my mind all season, at no stage, with all the stick he's been getting, Postecoglou, and all the things he's said in bizarre press conferences, etc., no player has ever come out and defended him. So I'm not necessarily sure what the dynamic's like in there, because you would have expected the stick he's had, at least one or two of his senior players to say something in his defence. I've not really heard it.
When any of your gaffers were getting stick, would you come out as a captain of your team and gone, listen?
I did once, Nigel Clough, yeah. Yeah, I thought it was unfair. I thought it did, but
I don't know what the dynamic's like in there.
In the Premier League.
I know, but
I was going to say, how do you defend that? That's the thing, isn't it?
If you're together, right, it's a shared responsibility. It's not just him. He's up there every week taking pelters every time he walks in through. And by the way, not helping himself a lot of the time with the
but
things he says.
Their team have been hammered, though. Their team have been hammered.
Yeah.
Like on the pitch at home at games, you've seen their fans like giving it to their players. So I don't think that if I was in that change room, I wouldn't look at it like our manager's just getting pelters and we're not.
So on the reverse of that, have you heard any Man United players coming up and saying about Ruben, defending Ruben for 6 wins in 26 in the Premier League?
I don't think he's under pressure, though. I think he's under pressure to win, but I don't think he's under pressure to lose his job.
No, I don't think. I think he'll be the Man United manager next year. He needs a window.
Yeah.
But again, 6 wins from 26, like 16th in the Premier League. I know it's not his team, but he's had 26 games in the Premier League.
I don't think he's done great, Rob. I agree with you.
Won 6.
But I think this fella could be gone. But I don't think. I think even if Amorim loses, I think he's still the Man United.
But in a way, I hope in a way, because he said he'd win a trophy in his second season, and if he win it, and he's just done a final press conference and said, "Thank you very much."
I don't want to see that, but I do want to see that.
Do you see what I mean? It'll be the best thing ever.
Yeah, like if he does that, it would make losing the final just feel that little bit not as bad.
Do you know in a mad way, when I look at it though, I don't know where this belief comes from based on the seasons they've both had, because you've got no faith in either of them really. But I just feel like Manchester United have got more players that are going to handle it.
Yeah.
I look at the Tottenham group and I think if it goes wrong for them, it can go wrong in a big way. And the stakes are so high tonight that it feels like that would be magnified.
Yeah. And what about the thing, Rio and Fletch, when people say that next season one of these teams will be in the Champions League, they shouldn't be because of the league, the position of the league. I agree, rubbish, because the laws are set before the start of the competition.
It's been that way for ages.
So again, and I don't think both teams in the last 6 games, they'd have altered their team a little bit to get better results.
I think the best thing in terms we're talking rule changes has been in Europe is that the teams in the Champions League don't drop into the Europa League. You shouldn't get 2 bites at the cherry for any competition. And teams in the Champions League were getting that who were falling away. So I think it's great. It also incentivises the teams to play properly and to really focus on this tournament. And it gives it gives it more value.
Yeah, you know when you not getting away from the game. You know when you look at the teams, you can put a circle around Bruno Fernandes and say that I'm sure he can be the match winner.
Yeah.
That he can turn up tonight.
He's the only one on the pitch.
Exactly, the only one on the pitch. I was going to say to you, look at Tottenham. Who's that going to be?
Yeah, Tottenham used to be Son. Son was the guy you'd do, but he's not in form. But I think I'll tell you who's creeping into that. Ahmad.
Yeah.
He's electrifying. He's a moment. He's creating moments every time you watch him on a pitch. So, yeah, my belief for Man United, it's not a strong belief, but my belief that Man United will win is based on the fact that we have, I think, more potential match winners at a moment like this to win the game. So
but it is the season for teams.
Oh, don't.
Yeah, who have not won a trophy for ages, and the teams who have won a trophy this year, the 3 domestic trophies, have all got a bird in their badge.
On their emblem, I know. Newcastle Magpies, Crystal Palace the Eagles, Liverpool.
Live bird. You didn't know what that was, did you?
Huh?
Live bird.
Yeah, Live
You
bird.
didn't know what it was.
And bloody Spurs are the cockerel.
You didn't know
We could
what
be
it
in trouble.
was.
I didn't.
You know what a live bird is?
No, never considered it. Anyway, guys, I'm going Man United to win. Very hopeful. No concrete confidence really, but guys, where are you going then?
I'm Man United.
Man United.
I think I am concrete. I'm convinced. I just don't think Spurs will handle it very well tonight. I think
2 Man United.
I am as well, because I think in the big games, you talk about consistency. No teams are consistent, but in the big games, Ruben Amorim's proved in one-off games he can win them.
I also like big players in big games. One that I can look at and say, I know I can rely on him. If we need a goal, he'll find one or he'll generate one. And I just think that's Bruno Fernandes.
But for Big Ange, I would love it if he won and it was going to be his last game. Just said, there you go, drop the mic. Out he goes.
Yeah,
that would be the best ever press conference.
Yeah.
In the
He's
history.
got to use the word mate, though, a lot in the press conference too, because he's made mate his own bit, hasn't he? Mate's his own bit.
I don't know. I think if they won, I hope they don't, but if they did win, I just think you just got to walk in there and just stare out all of them, the journalists, just stare them out. Ask me questions, just sit like that.
If he wins Tottenham's first trophy for 17 years, how on earth can you sack him?
No.
But I would have said that and I'd have been right behind you. But this is a club that sacked Jose Mourinho before the cup final that he got to.
But this guy he's going to get sacked after he's actually won one. And you've got to go back to Wandy Ramos and you've got to go back to 84 for the last time they won a Euro. You can't sack him. If you're Tottenham and don't win anything and he wins the trophy, you can't sack him. If he walks away, fine. But Levy can't sack him if he wins.
I think they would. I think they could. I wouldn't be surprised. They sacked Jose Mourinho, who got them to a cup final, before he even let them out in the final. You would say that would never happen.
No, I know.
Sav, you're a manager now. That can't happen. You imagine that if that was you.
Well, I'm the owner as well, so I wouldn't sack myself, would I?
But I would say he would be going with his stock sky high.
Yeah.
In certain.
Is it though?
He's what he.
Still 17th in the Premier
No,
League.
17th in the Premier League. But if I'm him and selling myself, I go, guys, just so you know, I've had a lot of injury. I put the case out about injuries and etc. The club, whatever. Blame Levy. I would went and do my next meetings and my next thingies for a job, interviews for a job, and then I go just play my quote, press play. Second year, I always win and I deliver. Yeah. That's what I would say. That's it. Can we just go to last night?
Yeah.
Can you just? I'll let Robbie take the stage. Take the floor. Go on.
Well, we went out for a lovely meal. Yourself was there, Gareth Bale. Listen, it was a great table. There was 6 of us in terms of people who were here for the game. Well, I'm actually stewarding the game. You know, Gareth Bale, yourself, Ali. There was legends on the table. Scholesy.
Glenn
Hoddle. Oh, what a table.
Who was the best player on the table? We had that conversation last night, didn't we?
Didn't I ask the question?
Yeah.
Let's not try and claim it just because we're halfway through it.
We've been talking to you this morning because you just left us. Last night, couldn't get a taxi for love nor money after the game, right?
Champions League winners,
after
legends.
Eating. We had Champions League winners. We had legends of the game all around the table. People that have won leagues as managers with 109 points, they keep telling us. And there was one taxi to go. This guy didn't even speak to us, didn't even consult us, just left us. Scholesy was walking down the road with his suitcase.
For half an hour.
For half an hour.
You've got to rest this voice on nights before big games.
Yeah?
You've got to rest the voice. You've got walking's not good for your voice.
I don't sense any guilt.
No guilt. Zero guilt. Zero guilt.
Anyway, well, how did we get with that conversation? Who's the best player on the table? Glenn Hoddle. I took myself out of this conversation. Right?
So
There
did
were 6 of us.
Quickly.
Sav did as well quickly. Well, Sav was told to get out. But I myself, Ali McCoist, and Sav went, look, we're probably not involved. Well, we definitely aren't involved in these conversations. You had Scholesy, you had to the left of me, Gareth Bale, and the under the table, Glenn Hoddle. And we were sitting there going, who is the best player out of them 3?
I know.
Who are you saying?
But also, just before you get to that, we also then did the five-a-side team, and Sav managed to nick in based on the fact he'd played in goal for 20 minutes at Reading, and he'd also got to the quarterfinals of Strictly, so that got him over Coisty and the Scottish League Cup, Sav, didn't it?
Yeah, come on, Coisty, you can't play in Scotland all your career and get in that team.
You said if you win one League Division 1 title, or a Championship title, you could win 84 was your number.
No, League Cup. The League Cup is harder to win than 84 Scottish Cups.
I don't think the guys in Scotland will be pleased with that, but yeah.
Yeah, but it's, we're just being honest. Coisty didn't agree, obviously.
So who's the best player? I don't think I got the answer from anyone. Who was the best player at the table last night when we were eating?
Yeah, why did you take yourself out of it?
I'm a defender. Defenders can't get in them conversations.
They've won Ballon d'Ors, defenders.
Yeah, no. Cannavaro won it once. It's like, been going 100 years, whatever it is.
Franz Beckenbauer won it.
Yeah, but no, I weren't them.
Okay.
I'm just saying that talking Glenn Hoddle, a generational, ridiculous talent. Scholesy, one of the best ever, but the best player.
Who do you think?
And then you got Gareth Bale.
Who do you think? Come on, say it. Don't be scared.
I said Scholesy.
You didn't sit at the table.
I did. I didn't actually make a decision at the table. I've slept on it.
Because you were sat too close to Gareth. That's why you didn't say Scholesy.
No. I didn't even mention Gareth. I was saying how great Glenn Hoddle was. Because I think imagination-wise, he's probably the best I've seen. Like, just some of the stuff he's done with the football, ridiculous. He's putting screw back on the ball.
I'm saying Scholesy based on what everybody else says. You know, when you think about the players and the players, like Ree says, if you say the player's player. So I'm thinking him. But I don't know if we'd be having a different conversation if Glenn played in the era where Scholesy played on the pitches with the rules where you can't tackle and all that kind of thing. So you imagine Glenn and you can't touch him in a game. Because it was brutal when Glenn played and he was still doing all that stuff.
Then it moved on to who was the best manager on the table, and I thought firmly it was me. 109 points. Glenn didn't win the World Cup with one of the best England squads in the world.
By the way, just going to say, I came down out of the lift yesterday and Sav was there holding court and putting Glenn Hoddle through the ringer, saying, how did you not win the World Cup with that squad?
To be honest, I think I would have. And Ali managed in Scotland, didn't he? So again, I'm probably the best manager on the table.
I'm not going to argue with that.
Yeah, fair.
Just to go back to that debate about the best player at the table, mentioning Gareth Bale, I don't know. We spoke about it on our long walk home about is there a play in this generation of players where Gareth Bale played after Messi and Cristiano Ronaldo? Is there a player that's had as many big moments, electrifying, exhilarating moments, game-defining moments as Gareth Bale, outside of Messi and Ronaldo, in this generation that he played in? I don't think there is.
Do you class Ronaldinho as that generation? Because he might creep in, would he?
Yeah, he'd creep in there. But I still think Gareth has got Champions League winners' goals.
Yeah.
Remember the Copa del Rey?
Copa del Rey, run off the pitch.
Yeah.
Maicon ended the best right back in the world at the moment's career. Do
you know that night because he did it in the San Siro and he did it at White Hart Lane as well. I commentated that night, the old White Hart Lane for 5 Live, and we were up on the gantry for some mad reason, so we weren't in the press box. And it was that electric that night. The stadium was moving, the gantry was moving under the stand because of the atmosphere in the stadium, because of what it did to people that night. He ended Maicon's career. He completely finished him off.
Like who if you had other names, like you got like Neymar, I don't think he's had them. I'm not talking is he a better, I'm talking about if he created moments. Like I don't think Neymar, Suarez, Benzema, these guys, they're great players. They haven't created the amount of moments, exhilarating, crazy moments to win games. Like,
and he did it for Wales as well, didn't he?
And for Wales, his national team as well.
Yeah.
I'll tell you what he did say last night. It's even more impressive.
Oh, that was an unbelievable comment.
No, wait for this one. You weren't in the taxi, so you don't know this one.
Oh, sorry.
Played the Augusta National.
Oh, okay, yeah.
The week after the Masters, off the Masters tees, so where the pros play for the tournament, and shot a gross 76. He was 1 over after 15 holes and bogeyed the last 3 or something. 76 he shot around Augusta.
Sport Billy, isn't he?
Mate, there's players who play in the tournament don't shoot 76 off those tees.
You know what though? What I would say, it was under not the most pressure.
No.
When the crowd are there and the cameras are there, it's very different. And that club feels different in the hands, I'm sure. Isn't it?
Hey, by the way, what day this is going to be, by the way?
Oh, I can't
what
wait.
A night this is going to be.
I can't wait to get out there.
People to their seats.
I can't wait to get out there, get around the fans. I want to go to a cafe and have another breakfast, a couple of coffees or something like that, and just see and soak it up. You?
Is it nice that?
Yeah, it's lovely.
Yeah. Sounds lovely.
So I mean, this is what I'm dealing with. These 2 comedians either side of me. Ronnie Corbett on my right.
Ronnie Barker on your left.
But you know what? One of the things that Gareth said yesterday, because I love sitting around with the lads and talking football. You asked a question yesterday. Gareth probably thought he was doing an interview at one point.
It's the good questions I asked last night.
It was a good question, this one. He said, who's the player that you didn't expect to be as good as they were?
You'd never get it, would you? You'd never get the answer.
Who do you reckon the player was? And what club?
You'd never get it.
Go on. What club do you reckon?
Gareth said...
I said to him, that who's the best player that we don't know is that good? You know, that you've played with. So if you watch him...
For his club or country?
It was for one of his clubs.
Southampton?
No.
Spurs?
Yeah. Yes.
Spurs.
And he said, his quote was, before you give the player, he said, when I saw him, he said, I couldn't believe he wasn't playing for a club like Real Madrid. He was that good. The skill, the way he played, everything about him, he said, was off the scale.
He went as far to say, only Ronaldinho is anywhere near comparison skill-wise. He's ever seen skill set like it on a pitch.
Wow.
And by the way, I'll give you a clue. He's like classed as one of the biggest transfer busts that Tottenham have ever had.
Rebrov?
No.
Rebrov. Gareth was in nappies at that point.
Was he?
Yeah. Rebrov.
Just throwing names out there.
Go on, give me one more. A lot of people would say Moussa Dembele.
Still playing now. Still playing.
Still sub somewhere, I think.
Yeah. Never. When he left, he never then did what Gareth thought he'd do.
And Ndombele.
Tanguy and Ndombele.
Really?
He said he got everything. Skill-wise, he said, you watched him, and he said, one of them, wow.
I sat back in my seat, pushed my food forward, and was trying to take it in. I was thinking, wow.
Yeah.
Couldn't believe it. Yeah. So anyway, I'm Man United. He's Man United. He's Man United. Let's hope Man United win this game today. See you there.